And we begin tonight with a live look over Palo Pinto County, where a fast-moving fire has exploded in growth. Tonight, the Ross fire has burned at least 50,000 acres and 8% contained. You can see there the thick smoke billowing up into the air. This after we watched at least one home burn down today.
Yeah, this afternoon we learned several buildings have been destroyed and multiple roads are blocked off right now. Fortunately, we haven't had any injuries so far, but at least two school districts canceled classes today, Perrin-Witt and Grayford.
In fact, Grayford ISD just announced again they'll be closed tomorrow. WFAA has an entire team covering this fire from every angle tonight. Aaron Heft and Richard Solomon spent the day tracking communities impacted by the smoke and the flames. Pete will show us how the extreme dry weather factors in, and stations monitoring the major roads right now.
But I want to start on the ground with Aaron, who is in the middle of a burn scar right now.
Tens of thousands of acres burning across Palo Pinto and Jack counties. Both state and local officials telling me that the Ross fire's behavior has proven to be both erratic and aggressive. Charred earth mile after mile, the northeast burning fire moving quickly over extremely dry land.
They're more willing.
Officials addressing concerns early in the day.
And with it being warmer and drier and then the wind in the area, it does carry fire through the fuels more readily.
Winding our way back into the burn scar, we found homes surrounded by char marks, but completely untouched.
We don't know how long we're going to be out without power.
It's here we met Justin Lane.
I think he got home at 4:30 last night, and he started the fire academy today.
In a moment that feels like fate, he's talking about his son, who began his career as a firefighter today, after the night his family's entire property of 27 years nearly burned.
That's our view from the house, or those hills there. We always liked the way it looked. And it's going to be different now, and that's okay.
The Lane family owns 1,000 acres, 95% of which burned. But the last 5% holds the homes and livestock, all of which were saved.
We got here at 7 this morning, and we were shocked that we had houses.
Though the Ross fire isn't done, we turned to speak for a matter of minutes, and the flames erupted several hundred yards from where we stood. Officials saying their top priorities are both saving lives and properties. The Lane family, a testament to those efforts underway here in Palo Pinto County. Now I'd like to send it over to my colleague, Richard Solomon.
Yeah, we've been watching this fire for the last several hours or so, and what we've seen is it consume almost everything in its path. I want to make note of something for you. You've seen the fire from different vantage points, different angles, but look at this right here through our frame. You can see just how massive this smoke cloud is. And what we've seen is this thing spread really. Since we've been here, we've seen several planes, several helicopters fly back and forth. I hear one approaching now. They've been taking water and dumping them on the fire over here. You can start to see two right here. That is what we've seen crews do here throughout the majority of today so far. But one of the reasons why this fire is so strong that we've heard from city officials is because of this. You see this field of grass right here. This is playing into why this fire is so powerful, and this is great fuel for it because it's been so hot and so dry out here. That is a contribution to this. So obviously crews are working on this. They're going to continue to work on this. They have a bunch of evacuations in place. They also have roadblocks for areas to keep folks out as they are working. So we're going to stay here. We're going to monitor these areas and give you another update later on. For now, live in Palo Pinto County, I'm Richard Solomon. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard. Hard to put into words what we're seeing behind him there.
Yeah, and we should note that Governor Greg Abbott says FEMA has approved the state's request for a fire management assistance grant because of this large fire. As we have reported, it has spread quickly, and this triple-digit heat has made battling it, Pete, even more difficult.
It's probably about a 104 out there right now, maybe 105. The humidity's 14–15%.
Pretty low.
You know, so it's, and as Richard pointed out there, I mean, it's just, I mean, the vegetation's just all dormant right now. So, I mean, it's just kindling right now for this fire. Over 50,000 acres and growing. I mean, if you look at some of those live shots that we showed earlier, I mean, even with all the support they have, I mean, that number's just going to go up. I'm trying to find out how often we can get updates from the Texas A&M Forest Service because it's clearly over 50,000 acres right now.
Yeah, those images reminded me a lot of when I lived in Southern California, and you'd see
it's
wildfires that of that size,
Yeah.
scope and size. Yeah.
Let me show you this right now. So it's not just the one. That's the biggest one right now. That's the 50,000 acres plus. 8% contained the Ross fire. We have one just east of there, the Cutton fire. That's in Parker County. It's 13 acres. It's 95% contained. That's good news. This one's 75% contained, 57 acres in Wise County, the Pecan fire. And then down here in Hamilton County, the Rio Escondido is 2,650 acres. It's 50% contained. So we'll keep an eye on these. We're going to keep you updated. Look at the smoke here. So this is Possum Kingdom Lake. This is the Brazos River right here. So you can see, of course, where it's dammed up, we have PK. Then this is the northern portion of Palo Pinto County. There's southern Jack County, so the Jacksboro parent. Chris and Cynthia mentioned the school districts out here. So there's all the fire, the smoke just rising from that Ross fire. 102 in Mineral Wells, 107 in Graham. So that's why I'm guessing we don't have an observation station there. That's why I believe we're around 105, maybe 104 in this location. It's still 100 in Dallas, 99 at Fort Worth. These are air temps right now. Denton is 102. The humidity, 15 to 19% in that area, 16%. Back here in the Metroplex, 21%. Dallas, same thing at Fort Worth. So it's dry and it is hot. And I have a little bit of rain in my forecast. I'll have the timing on that. I don't have much. I also have more heat. I'll have that 14-day forecast coming up. Right now, though, here's Stacia Wilson. Stacia has the latest on traffic. Stacia, give us an update.
Right, so going back out to Palo Pinto County, Pete, where we're watching the road conditions, the mandatory evacuations in that area. So obviously, with this extensive of a fire, that evacuation, I guess kind of the broad outline of it extends pretty far. So we're watching just kind of a definitive border for you that we want to provide. And it's, of course, just including this very southern portion of Jack County, as well as portions of Palo Pinto County north of US 180 and to the west of Mineral Wells. Those road closures include Texas 337, Texas 254, and Texas 180. We're going to follow that situation and also just take a look at the rest of Metroplex when I check with you next. Izzy, Chris?
All right, thank you, Stacia. You know, we have several crews on the ground near the Ross fire, ready to bring you updates for as long as it burns. And if you'd like to help our neighbors in that part of North Texas, Palo Pinto County just posted a link. Anything you donate goes directly to the Emergency Service District of Palo Pinto County. And due to the current conditions, they're only asking for monetary donations right now to keep people out of the area. You can find that link at WFAA.com.
Now to new developments in a surrogacy case that's captivated the nation. A surrogate traveled from Alaska to Texas to deliver a baby for the couple who hired her. Now a court is determining who's getting parental rights. Kevin Reese has been outside that Dallas courtroom all day. And Kevin, you just got an update on this case in the last half hour.
Yeah, and we've actually been inside that courtroom for the past 5 hours today, and a decision is pending, I can tell you that much, and a judge being asked to decide who has the parental rights to this child, the genetic biological parents or the surrogate in this case, the woman who is originally from Alaska but brought the baby, actually came here to Dallas to have the baby, and now challenging court with a difference over California and Texas law, who actually does have parental rights for this child. As it stands now, that surrogate, her name is McKenna West, does not have parental rights to the child. The biological parents here in court today as well are in control and have approved the first of 3 procedures for the now 13-day-old baby, now in critical care at Children's Hospital. The surrogate signed an agreement in California that she has no legal right to the child, but said she changed her mind once a heart condition was discovered and the biological parents suggested that she abort the baby. The surrogate, now supported by pro-life groups, she brought her case to Texas, and in the argument today here in court, the judge has taken it under advisement and will rule sometime in the next 14 days if the surrogate in this case, hoping that Texas law will be more in her favor than it was in the state of California, that perhaps she could have parental rights to this child as well. This child, meanwhile, is, as I said, 13 days old, has had the first of 3 critical heart surgeries approved by the parents, and the parents, the biological parents, say they will continue to have surgeries for this child as is recommended by the folks at Children's Hospital. But the decision by the judge here, she has extended the current TRO for another 14 days, and we'll decide in the next 14 days who actually does have parental rights fully for this child. We will update you on that decision when it does finally arrive. For now, live at Circuit Court in downtown Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
All right, Kevin, thank you.